So, good morning to everyone. Today we are ready to see about the topic play on LWC Local Development. So, myself as Revati Arnachalam, working in MST Solution as a software engineer. So, you can reach out me in the LinkedIn profile as named as Revati Arnachalam. So, before diving into this topic, so why we are going for LWC Local Development? As a developer, everyone knows we couldn't able to develop that LWC component in our Salesforce developer console, right? So actually what we need, we have to install that Visual Studio, which is powered by Microsoft. So we need to install that. Okay, so then we are having Visual Studio. So whenever we are developing LWC component in the Visual Studio, so for the each and every changes, we need to deploy those changes into our org, so which might be take some time. So it will take some delay, and then it will dramatically decrease the time it will take to build that app with the LWC. So for that, what they provide, that Salesforce, they provide that local development. So what it will do, it will enable you to build, run, and test your Lightning Web Components without deploying your code into a Salesforce org. How it's possible? Then we will try that. Okay. So for that, first of all, we would like to set up the local development. For that, we have some set of prerequisites. And then after prerequisites, we need to configure that SFDX project with our VS Code. Once after we did everything, we can start develop that local development server. Okay, so first of all, first prerequisite is install the VS Code editor. After we are installing that VS Code editor, we need to install the Salesforce extension pack, which we need to integrate our Visual Studio Code with our Salesforce. Okay, once we done with that, we need to install the Salesforce CLI, so which is nothing but it's a great command line interface, so which will integrate our Salesforce org with the VS Code. So consider we done with all the prerequisites, then we need to then we need to set up our Salesforce project in that VS Code. Okay, for that we everyone know. So first of all, we need to create a project. We can create a project by clicking of Ctrl+Shift+P, or else we can create a project with the manifest. Once we done with the project creation steps, we need to authorize the org. So here what they meant, which means we can authorize our developer org, which we have already have the existing org, or else we can create a scratch org. But we should more care on, we won't authorize that production org because which will lead some mistake. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, so once we done all the above steps, we can start the local development server. Okay, this is that sample image. Once you are installed and then install the VS Code and then required extension pack. Once after that, it will seems like this. See here, you can see open local development server, start local development server, and then stop local development server. So this for the local development server, they are providing that host number as a 3333. So which I will show once the demo is started. Okay. So these are the some more sample images. Once you're done with the successful authorized org, it will show that your org is successfully authorized. Otherwise, it will it will show some error, which will helpful us to find that what's the error. And once after we done the start local development server, it will show that success message. Once consider that we done with the authorized org successfully, and then we started that local development server, then what next? Simply, it will take us to that local development host, as I said, 3333 port, which will have that list of LWC components which we have in our VS Code. So once you click on that, you can see here that corresponding component. Okay, I will show the demo. Once after the demo, we'll have a question and answer session. So the first step, as I mentioned, we need to install that Visual Studio powered by Microsoft. So I will show you here. So I have installed that Visual Studio Code. Once after done with the Visual Studio Code, we need to install Salesforce CLI. that also I have installed. You can see here. So once we done with that, we need to go to that Visual Studio. In that we have to install that extensions pack. I will show here. For example, Salesforce. I am typing as a Salesforce. See, we need to install that extension pack, Salesforce CLI integration, and then Salesforce extension pack. So that already I installed. So which have, I will show on here, which have the pre-default some packages. See here extension pack which have the default Apex and then Salesforce integration, Lightning Web Component, Aura Component, everything they have. So for that functionality only we are installing the Salesforce extension pack. Okay, so consider now we installed VS Code and then extension pack and Salesforce CLI, everything done. So once after that we need to create a project. So we'll show you. My project name is Local Dev. How to create a project? By clicking of Ctrl+Shift+C. Just type create. See, you can see here create project. The first step is we need to create a project. Once we're done with that only, we can see here the Apex class, Lightning Web Component, etc. So I already have created a project. Inside the project, after that we need to authorize our org. That is the same. Ctrl+Shift+P. You can see here authorize the org. So once I give here, it will ask whether it might be a production org, sandbox, or what else. So for myself, I have that already. I have my existing dev org. So that is a login.salesforce.com, which will take myself to there. So see here, it's authorizing. It will take us to this page. We need to give our credentials. So once after giving the successful credentials, it will show there authorized successfully. We'll see that also. See here, we authorize it successfully. Okay. Now what we need to go to the local development server. So Ctrl+Shift+P, start local development server. I gave start local development server. It's already started only. So already I started that. So it says that. See, so you can see here localhost 3333, the port number. So which have the list of components. First, I would like to show the simple component. So I'm going here, taking my list of LWC component. In that, the simple component is hello binding. We'll take this. So what I have on this UI, just we are showing that hello greeting us. So previous it's a hello world. So we will say hello Revati. Okay, this I'm saving only. So what is happening? You can see on the terminal. So in the terminal, what will happen? So outputs are, we can see on the terminal. See all the outputs. It's calling that local development server, starting everything. So we can see here hello binding. Just see here hello Revati. Just now we will change this to backward. I will not do anything. Just Control S, save alone. So it's calling again hello binding without I am deploying anything. Just saving alone. It's calling here. See here, it's changed hello world. So this is what I mentioned in the Y part. So which will dramatically decrease the development time. So since I need to mention one here, since it's a beta version, they are in the process of developing some more things into the local developments, which will not support some configuration like in we have toast message for showing the success, error, everything. So that will not support in this, but it will successfully save the record that we can cross check. I will show that also. Just I would like to insert one account record under that account object. Okay, so for that I will give to demo. Okay, so account type is industry, and then enter industry is a pro. production industry. Okay, is submitting. For the successful message, actually I have the toast message record is saved successfully like that, but we couldn't able to see here, but we can get this success record on here. As I mentioned, since it's a beta version, so only see here the demo record gets created. Okay, now we will try to delete this record. For that also we have, okay, delete account record. So here it's showing the list of records. I would like to delete the demo record. Just clicking of delete. See here record went. We can check inside our org whether this record deleted or not. See, record gets deleted. So by use of this local development, we can reduce the time without deploying for each and everything. For example, for this, what we are usually doing, we are clicking on this and then we are deploying the source to org, which will take some time. So we need to wait for that. Consider if the internet speed is less or some storage issues, then it will dramatically increase the time more and more. So which will leads our performance down, time down. So instead you can use that local development for the small changes, everything. It will help us. And for your guidance, I have attached that link in the PDF. You can get that link. Sorry, in the PPT you can get that link. So that link which have that all the LWC recipes. If suppose you are the starting developer, which you are ready to learn, you are so much eager to learn LWC, then which have all the sample examples. I can show you that also here. See, this have all that recipes which is powered by Salesforce. So just go through these things which will help you to learn LWC very quickly. So for this today's presentation, so far I have that alone. So now we can go to the question session. So far if you have any questions, you can ask me now.